White is a neutral color, and it's actually composed of all of the colors of the spectrum mixed together, unlike black, which is the absence of any color. And sometimes it's easy to get those two confused because they are both neutral colors. And essentially, white is a color that is considered to have the most space, which is why you'll notice a lot of people paint the indoor of their apartments or houses in white because it gives a room a feeling of much more space. That's certainly the case in Italy, where almost every room you walk into is whitewashed completely. Other things about white would be that we most often associate white with innocence, with purity. For example, it's the color of weddings and brides in the West. Although if you remember, in Asian countries such as India and Asia, the color for a wedding and matrimonial events would be red. So there is a slight cultural difference there. But in general, it's also associated with peace, as you can see in this Banksy mural in the Middle East of a dove with a red bullseye on its chest, that it's considered a color of peace and therefore in danger in this particular mural. And when you use a combination of white and black, it's always going to have this really interesting, sketchy quality to it, particularly hand-drawn black on white, as if someone's drawing in a sketchbook. I love this little blackboard outside a salon somewhere, Walk-ins Welcome, because it just has this clever, almost hipster quality about it. And any time you get a dark type on a white background, it's going to have almost like a journaled look, especially if it's handwritten. And we'll get into light on dark and dark on light in the next lecture on black. But white is also actually a color of mourning in the East. So this is a picture from a funeral in Vietnam, and in other Asian countries, white is actually the color that would be worn at a funeral, as opposed to in the West where it would be the color black. So a little bit of an opposite there. And another thing about white, you'll notice that most of the major websites and big professional companies, corporations will have almost always white as their backdrop. Again, it provides a feeling of space. It's neutral. It's not dominating anything. And it's actually one of the best choices for artists and photographers who have an online website. If you really want it to be all about your work, it's the same as a gallery. You walk into an art gallery, you're probably not going to find art on a plaid wall or some kind of loud colored wall. It's white so that all of the emphasis goes to the artwork. So you'll actually find that in, this is Amazon.com, but you'll find this on many other websites like that. And it basically acts as a blank canvas, so you can accentuate your website or your poster or your company, your logo, whatever it is, with other bits and pieces of color without dominating.